going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Lone Wolv Podcast. I'm your host, Wilson, and today this episode is dedicated to all aspiring creatives out there. That's right. For anybody who's trying to achieve greatness in the industry, whether it's in the music aspect of it, or audio engineering, visuals, graphics, or even the behind of the scenes, this is the episode for you guys to listen, since I'm going to talk about my experience going to school for it. Yep, we're going to talk about music and audio school. Are they worth it? And what are the benefits to it? So be sure to like and subscribe for your weekly episodes at the Lone Wolv Podcast for Spotify and iTunes podcasts. You can also follow me at any of my social medias for updates at Wilson Music. Now, without further ado, let's get started. This is the Lone Wolv Podcast. Boom! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Lone Wolv Podcast, episode number 3 we are. And today's topic, we're going to be talking about music and audio school. Are they worth it? And what are the benefits of going to? Now, we're definitely going to go deep and dive into this because this is very crucial information. And this is all for all those people who are trying to get out of high school or graduating from high school or trying to figure out what they want with their lives, you know, when it comes to music, audio, or any of that sort of aspect. Like, you guys should listen to this episode because this is for all of you guys. So we're gonna start with my initial thoughts, and then we're gonna go with deciding which schools to go to, and tell you guys a little bit of my experience with going to one of the audio schools that I've been, the benefits that I gained from that, a little bit of pros and cons, and what I learned from it and experience, and my final thoughts to it. And at the end of the show, we'll just talk about our top 5 schools for audio and music to go to, you know? This is just my personal recommendation, and these are just life choices that I make today, or have I made. So these are just recommendations. And this is my story. My initial thoughts into all this, to be honest, I really wanted to go to audio school from the get-go. Like, high school. At least like around, by the time I was 15, I got my first DJ set. But way before I was into music, I was into DJ stuff and whatnot. It was just by the time I was 15, I managed to get my first console for Christmas. And since then, it's been a passion of mine. It's like, it's my life. It's my everything. Like, I've been DJing for 15 years so far, thankfully. There's still some hiatus moments in my latest years up till now, but that's neither here nor there. But so obviously from the beginning, I really wanted to go to some sort of an audio school or something that involves with DJing or in music or in audio in particular. I have zero knowledge of me being a musician. Like, the fact that I'm a producer is that I only able to learn the basics of music theory on school, but I didn't learn it before, and it was hellish for me. Like, I didn't know what was right and what was wrong. Like, I didn't know when I was making songs, I was completely out of key, and you know, what the hell did I know, you know? But that's the whole point of the process, to learn, you know, to do trial and errors until you see something that actually made sense, you know? And I really needed it to step up my game, because if I ever believed that I want this to be something to be working every day, something that I'm proud of, to be at career level, I had to go to school. Now, there are well-known artists that they didn't go to school, that they just jump in right after high school, and I salute those guys. You know, those guys, you know, shout out to you guys. But the many people in the background, like myself and others, they don't have that sort of a gifted talent. And sometimes you have to build your own talent and create your own talent and have that, work yourself up to get to that level of talent, in which many other artists have achieved as well, you know? So for me to get to there, because before I was just pretty bad. I was great at DJing. nobody could take that away from me. Not trying to tune my own horn out like that, but always knew I was always great with DJing. I was always knew how to hook up one thing to another when it comes to consoles and huge speakers and wireless technology and wireless mics and all that stuff. Like, I knew that. I practiced myself. I worked myself for it. Nobody taught me how to do all those stuff. So I had my basics. But I had it for myself, like, I want to do this on a daily basis, like every day, and I'll be happy. And it doesn't matter how much would I make. I'm just happy. But some of you guys are trying to figure out what you guys want to do with your lives, especially when it comes to music and audio and visuals and graphics, etc. Anything that follows in the umbrella of the entertainment industry or entertainment overall, whether it's filming or gaming or music or editing or such. So I decided I wanted to go to school because it was the only way for me to make myself to the next level, to get there so I could start working. I went to college, 6 years, electronics communication engineering, have my bachelor. But the real reason why I took that degree, it's because, my parents wanted me to have a bachelor degree on whatever intrigues me. And B, I was basically lied by the people who were recruiting students to that college that, oh yeah, you take this course and you can take a master course of audio engineering. I'm like, audio engineering? Is that a degree? Is that a job? Is that a type? What is that real? Oh yeah, that's what involves with audio and technology and electronics and music and whatnot. So I was like, oh shit, I want to go. Would you know it that after 6 years, I never saw a day of light of anything that's related to audio engineer in that college. Boy, what a sucker was I. But I don't regret it. But that's fine. Because me and my dad were having those, father-son talks, and it got to the point. It's like, what is it that you want with your life? And I told my dad, it's like, hey, this is what I want with my life. I want to be an audio engineer. That's what I want. So we started searching. Now, I kid you not. Google, shout out to Google, because it's the best search engine bar ever. You literally can find anything. If you cannot find anything in the first 5 pages, like, you'll never find it at all. Anyways, yeah, we just started searching about audio schools and whatnot, and then there were like a lot of options. There were a lot of places for me to go to for audio school. So I decided, like, after I graduate college, I'm gonna go to an audio school. My first pick was the University of Miami. Shout out to UM. It's all about the U. You already know. I got my U hands up. Nobody can see it, but I have them up. And they had a great music engineering program in there. And I was like, whoa, music engineering, what is it that we do here? So they give me the full tour and everything. And I was just like moved out. I was like, oh, crap, that's cool. And then, at the end of the tour, there's like, all right, so here are the requirements. Number 1, you need to have a minimum 3.0 of GPA. I had a 2.9 in college. It's like I have a 2.9. And I'm like literally 2 trimesters away to graduate, to be honest. I don't even if I get A's and B's, the next 2 trimesters, that GPA is not gonna go any further than 9.92 or something. It's like, oh, like you need to have 3.0, I was like, wow. The other thing was it was like 20 G's per semester, and it was like a 2.5 years program. I was like, whoa, shit. I had to take some glue exams and whatnot. I was like, all right. Unfortunately, I had to pass it. I told her, I was like, thank you for the offer. Thank you for, giving us this tour. But unfortunately, we have to pass. It was out of my budget, and I didn't have enough time. And if I wanted to go to school for that master's program, that means I will have to stay in school or go to another school in order for me to continue until I get that 3.0. That's just money and time, like, not worth spending. Like, it's not even time worth it, to be honest. So unfortunately, like, sorry guys, I couldn't go there. I tried, but then we did another soul search on Google, And there were a lot of options. There were a lot of schools to go. I didn't know that there were actually institute schools that for music and audio or graphics or filming or gaming, stuff like that. I didn't know there were institutes in which it basically requires a 1 year's course and you got yourself a technical degree. Too many of these scholars or parents that say like, oh, but I wanted my son to have a great education. I wanted a degree, an actual degree. It's like, well, here's the thing. Depending on which schools you want to go, and in fact, depending on what your son or your daughter wants to go, what they really want to go, let me put it generally. Depending on what your kid wants to go and want to do, it's worth going to a school that at least gives you all the tools right from the start, right from the get-go, and doesn't waste any time with generic classes or 20 G's a semester or years on such nonsense until you actually get it. In real life, guys, experience is way heavy than theory, you know? Because there's a say, like, yes, it is definitely worth having a bachelor's degree on your pocket. That's absolutely true. But what is that degree gonna give you to an actual job that has already, that already has like, we already got people that can pay less, that can work more, pay for less. What do I need you? Like, what have you done? It's like, well, I have a degree. It's like, oh yeah, what else have you done besides having a degree? It's cool. It's nice. Have you done any freelance work? Have you done any of that? See, all those requirements that you need to get on just a job, that's like, versus a technical school, they actually go to the nitty gritty part and they go dive in and they take you to internships and they take you to places and they show you on the field. So when you're going on a job, you say, oh yeah, I went to this school. I have a technical degree, but I got experience on this. I've done this. I know how this works and blah, blah, blah. And the jobs are going to be like, whoa, okay. Then yeah, you're hired. Guarantee 8 out of 10 on a job, people will hire not because you have a degree, but because of your experience. Believe it or not, if you have a PhD music engineering and you have zero experience how to work on a SSL board versus someone who has not a PhD and only has a high school diploma, but he has been working with the SSL board for over 10 years. Who do you think the job is gonna hire? Spoiler alert, they're not hiring the PhD. They're hiring the guy with the most experience. Because again, what I said earlier, practical and theory. College is more about the theory, about understanding why things work. While certain institutes and small schools and whatnot basically teach you how to do it. They practically make you do it. They make you want to gain those experience. So it's both educational and gaining experience both at the same time. It's like a sandwich right there. That's why lately a lot of people rather go on technical school than going on a 4-year or a 5-year program on college. Because A, you basically save money. B, you save time. And C, you basically learn on the spot versus, the theory, which is, there's nothing wrong about that. And I'm not bashing on any college. I'm not saying anything wrong against it. Everybody who's going to college or is at college, hey, kudos, man. I went to college too. Even though I didn't like what I have, it was a great experience though. Nevertheless, I have my own degree. Not bashing anybody at all. Just want to put that out. I'm just giving you the facts of what one and the other does. And deciding to what school to go to is where your factor in enters. Like, what do you benefit more? Most of the parents are asking, can my kid get a job? That's the biggest fear for every parent. Can my kid get a job of whatever he wants? Yes, it is possible. You just have to find the right school. And if your kid is a hardworking person and it is a go-getter and willing to go for it, then he's going to get a job in no time. But if he's just lazy and doesn't want to do it, and he's just doing it just for the fun of it or just because, to get off his back, then I'm sorry. Then at that point, then the kid's not going to go any further. But anyways, back to the drawing board, deciding which schools I had to go to. I went to Google search, California. I had to go ahead search in California. There's like plenty of schools in there. ICOM was well known, and a bunch of others. And then I was like, man, California, it's dope, but it's too far. Like, I want to be close to my family, you know? So I decided to go to Florida. I checked on Florida. There's a couple of schools in Florida. One, besides Orlando, Full Sail. Amazing. I saw the whole program. I was like, yo, this is it. I want to go there. Downside, they don't have a master's degree. That's fine by me. But they don't have anything else other than a bachelor degree of that. Meaning that even though I finished my first bachelor, I'll have to take another bachelor. Unfortunately, I don't have time for that. And I'm not willing to take a second bachelor. Like, at that point, for me, it's pointless. So until I searched and searched and searched and searched and then found the school that I went to and I'm proud of. SAE Institute of Technology. By the way, SAE stands for School of Audio Engineering. So yeah, apparently that school is well known across the country and internationally as well. There's like 37 schools with that name around the world, and like 10 of them, something like that, in the States. One in Nashville, of course, one in New York, Chicago, Texas, and like 2 or 3 in California. I know there was like one in LA and one in San Francisco. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was those 2. And those are like the ones that I know. There's pretty like a whole bunch of more. So there's one in Miami. I was like, oh shit. So I went there. They interviewed me. They liked me. I showed them some of my ideas. I showed them what I got, what I want to achieve, and anything. I sold them. Here are the requirements. It's 20 G's for the whole year. And we're going to give you this laptop, these books, these programs, these headphones, interface. We're going to give you everything so you can be ready to go to start. I was like, what? That's insane. Look at all these freaking benefits. Like, I swear, maybe some schools, they get treated these sort of benefits. I don't know. I haven't heard it. But man, oh man, to me, I was like, I hit the jackpot. And the more reason I chose this school is because not only all the benefits that they were giving me, but also the instructors. The instructors that go to that school are literally grade A professional audio engineer and music engineer instructors. Like, these guys literally work with top rank artists. And when I say top rank artists, I mean these guys win Grammys. When you enter the school, you literally see the wall plaques and plaques of Grammys, of the instructors that won Grammys with collaborating or working with these certain artists. To name a few: Neo, Daddy Yankee, Nelly Furtado, Juan Luis Guerra. He's a famous merengue artist. For those in the Hispanic community, they will know who he is. Like the Bad Boy soundtrack. Like, they work with P. Diddy and whatnot. I mean, Grammy level. One of my instructors was Diplo's engineer. Another one was Ricky Martin's engineer when Ricky Martin released the Living La Vida Loca album. He was that engineer for that album, and he basically like was the first one. Never gonna forget his name. Charles Dye. Shout out to Charles. He was the first audio engineer to produce an entire Hispanic album with Pro Tools. When back then people didn't use Pro Tools. Back then, and Pro Tools was just starting out, and they didn't want to risk it, but they risked it, and look what happened, man. Living La Vida Loca. And Devon, man. Devon, it was Outkast's engineer and his Future's engineer when Futures was starting up. And I remember because he was telling about it. I mean, bro, you're literally learning from the best of the best of the best. So obviously I got sold. Me and my best friend, we just hopped in. we signed up, we got into our financial aid and whatnot, and then a few months later, we moved into Miami, and then we went to school. And man, the school program, it was like dope because you basically get all these literally studios. They got real actual studios. If you guys heard my first episode, I was talking about the studios that I know, like the TOF, the SSL, the PreSonus, the MIDI room, the 5.1, all that. I learned how to use those rooms and others because of this school. Because they have those places. They have those rooms. The 5.1, the TOF, the PreSonus, the O2R, the SSL, the Mackeys, the MIDI room. They had it all in there. And they teach you while at it. They didn't just like tell you the theory about it. No, let's go over there. This is how you do it. This is how you get the signal. This is do blah, blah, blah. Okay, now I want everybody to practice and do it right now. That's how they did it, man. I was blown away. I was happy. And the benefits, obviously, the benefits out of this is that not only I'm gaining a huge amount of knowledge, because I will admit, I was kind of cocky and arrogant because before I entered the school, I already knew how to use Ableton. And I already know how to start making edits and mashups with other songs and whatnot. And I already knew how to at least do the basics of a EDM song, like a house song. Yeah, back then I was a house guy. It was a phase, guys. It was a phase. Now I'm just the bass dude with a goatee and a hat. That's me right now. Anyways, I was kind of I acted like that. I don't know. It was just to make myself feel better in a sense. I don't know, but they kicked me out of that. Not I mean like they kicked me out that cockiness and arrogance that I had in there, and they made me the person that I am right now. And I'm happy for it. And I thought I knew stuff from Ableton. Like, no, I only knew the surface, the tip of the iceberg. It was so much more that I didn't know. Now I'm just an amateur. No, not amateur. An intermediate to a pro level Ableton user. Like I'm trying to get to my my Ableton certified training position. Like I'm trying to get to that. So my level of Ableton is high up there, and obviously anybody who's listening, if they want some private lessons or tutorials of how to do basic stuff from Ableton, just please comment down below and let me know, and I can hook you guys up. Don't worry, I'll be extremely cheap. Don't worry. I'm only doing this because the love of showing other people. Like I like to share my knowledge. That's pretty much it. Anyways, I learned a lot from it, and I was super thrilled and super happy. And there was so much more. And the coolest things that I've learned is the people that I connected there. And to this day, I'm still in touch with one of my closest friends. Shout out to Nitty Gritty, Shindo, Chavallo, and of course Mike Seller. All of you guys, those are my homies. Those are my brothers. For those of you who don't know Nitty Gritty, Shindo, or Chavallo, those are great bass artists, producers. They're locals, and they're also well known in the EDM industry. At least Nitty Gritty and Shindo are super well known in the EDM industry. Me and Chavallo, we're just like, we're getting there. Don't worry, it's there. And Mike Seller, oh my God, great brother of mine. I learned a lot from him. I mean, the whole experience of going to this audio school, it's just taught me so much more that I didn't even know. And then I gotta say, it's thanks to me going to this school, I'm able to go to the jobs that I had. Like I was able to work for Life in Color, Sunset Music Festival, Dreamland Music Festival in Puerto Rico. I was able to work for the Clevelander Hotel in South Beach. I was able, and I'm still working around. I'm still doing freelance, and I'm still also doing a lot of bunch of stuff. Like the cool thing about me, shit. I'm not trying to be, oh, there's a word of, praising myself or something like that. I know. I hear it, guys. Chill, okay? I didn't just stick to making music, I wanted to learn other stuff because there was a point in my life in which I believed that music wasn't going to take me too far and I might end up being the starving artist. So they actually guide me a little bit and they told me it's like, okay, so you want to do music, that's fine. But in the meantime, you need to make money. You need to pay your bills and, live. So why don't you work as an AV technician, audio visual technician on some of these jobs? I'm like, okay, why is that? It's like, oh, because you know how to wrap out a cable very quickly. You know how to connect stuff. You know how to solder. You know how to connect two and two together. You know how to do this, and like you have so much knowledge that you can just go take any of these jobs. And I took all of them, and also the current job that I have, which I'm proud of. And all of that, it was all because of me going to school. Because if I haven't gone to school, I'll probably stay behind a little bit or still wondering what I want with my life. I'll be still chasing the fantasy dream of me being the biggest bass artist ever. Like, I had to be real for myself. Even though I'm not giving up, I have released songs on multiple labels and I'm proud of them. But right now, my priorities have changed a little bit. And it's all thanks to that school that I was able to have at least the mindset and the experience that, okay, there are more options. There's variety out there that I don't have to stick with this. I can just go ahead and go and do some other stuff and still be well known and make music on the side. And I'm happy where I am. Especially it's because of that school I was able to learn how to do a podcast. Now I just need the marketing part. Anyways, so now I'm going to give you guys the pros and cons to this. Pros going to a school, to any of these fine institutes or going to this music and audio schools, you basically networking with everybody. You will never know that the person that's sitting next to you could be the next superstar. Or the person sitting next to the other side could be your manager. Or someone else could be the owner of the record label or your partners of a record label or something like that. Something will always work out. And you may actually end up working with bigger artists because some of these instructors, they help out their students. They'll definitely want to make you, like, all right, like I hear you, like you're tight. Let me hook you up with one of my artists, and so, and bang, things happen. Networking, essential, especially because these type of schools, they do a lot of workshops and seminars that they bring over and they invite not only alumni, but they also invite people outside of it. Like they brought eminence producer Street Runner. Shout out to that guy. I learned a lot from him. And Street Runner does a lot of words. I just know that he was Eminem's producer, one of his first albums or something like that. J Bubba or something like that. I forgot his name. But I met like Rihanna's producer and engineer. Super dope. And I met some other EDM artists as well. So like the network is there. The people are there. So that's your opportunity. And once you get out, man, you guys can still hook up and do other stuff and sub projects and whatnot. I mean, it's happened. It's endless possibilities. That's the whole point of going to those type of schools. The knowledge you learn. Yes. Another pro is the knowledge you learn. Like you learn so much and straight to the point. It is fast pacing, but bro, they cut all that bullshit. Like they don't just give you all that theory stuff all the time. Like they give you the theory, now time for you to do the practical about it. Like the knowledge is insane. And also it's based on their experiences, what they learn. So obviously, the more you learn, the more you do. To be honest. You have the ability to go to any of these studio rooms. Like you can book your own studio room, studio session, or whatever you like to call it, for free. And if you want to invite homies, you can only invite no more than 2 people. But if it's a band, obviously the rules differ from there. But if it's just some other random homie of yours, like you can only have 2. That's it. But you can just like basically show them like, yo, this is where I'm going to school. Oh yeah, I'm after classes. I'm going to one of the SSLs and chill and make some beats in there, or go to the meeting room, make some music in there, or go to the 5.1, make a movie trailer, game trailer, whatever you think of. Studio access is right there for free. Another pro, I don't know, like I said earlier in the benefits that they were giving me, I don't know how other schools work, but the benefits that they gave me, they basically gave me a brand new MacBook Pro 13-inch with 500 gigabytes of hard drive. Granted, it was definitely like 4 or 8 gigabytes of RAM, something like that. I think it was 8 RAM. Yeah, I think it was 8 gigas of RAM. And they give you a brand new MacBook Pro with the DAWs that you're going to learn, Pro Tools, Ableton Live 10, or at that time it was Live 9, standard, and Logic. They're going to give you the complete native instruments, complete, which also includes Massive in there. They give you a bunch of other plugins, and they also give you a Sennheiser Studio headphones, which are the best. Right now, they're giving Apollo audio interface, which is like literally industry standard for everybody who goes. Like an Apollo Mark II, that's everybody's favorite audio interface, guaranteed. There are other better audio interfaces than that are much more affordable, but I'm not gonna go into there. Apollo, it's still sick. Books, they give you books so you can learn and whatnot, and some of those books are actually pretty interesting. Like one of them I actually read, like how to get into the music industry, chapter 9, volume 9 or something like that. That's a book I highly recommend everybody to read. What else did they give me besides there was so much cool stuff that I loved and enjoyed. It was just I don't know what else I can learn from it. Save from it. Another pro, like they give you straight up internships right from the get go. Like they bring jobs to you. You don't go to the job is gonna come to you, because they basically bring companies from different scenarios, for AVs, for studios, for commercials and filming and whatnot. They come over, they do like one of those job fairs and whatnot, bro. Like you easily get in quickly, straight up. You quickly get in. I had a lot of my friends that got into internships with various studios, and then now they're working on that full time. I got a offer for doing ghost production for a girl DJ. I forgot her name was, but I got offered for that. I got offered to do a record label signing as well. That's another topic for another day. But yeah, like they give you the opportunities, and they basically hire you on the spot if they like you enough, and you have great expectations and whatnot. Boom. There's so many pros in this, but with the pros, there are some cons, unfortunately. Number one, financially, obviously. That's their biggest, the financial status. Even though it's much more cheaper than going on a 4-year college program, which college can cost you 100 G's in total for going 4 years, versus coming here is 1 year. Nevertheless, it's still close to 20 G's. Obviously, with all those cool stuff they gave you and the amazing experience and knowledge you're getting, yeah, but it's still 20 G's, and sometimes you don't have 20 G's. But that was kind of a con for me. And going to the student loans that I'm still paying from it, and I don't regret it, but still, it's something to mention. You had to pay that much. Another con, I'm not saying anything wrong about these instructors, but they tend to be a little bit mean and being assholes to you. Obviously, they're being straight up honest with you and being real with you. They're not gonna bullshit you and any of that. That being said, some of them actually tend to be real jerks and real assholes that don't give a shit. I have this one instructor that I literally go back and forth with them. I had a few, but I'm cool with the others. But this guy in particular, my God, if you're listening to this, I don't care, bro. I really don't care. I went back and forth with this guy, and we were just at it each other, man. And you always gotta end up like, as if he's the right one, because you're the student, I'm the teacher. It's like I know more than you, type, scenario. I was like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here. It's that stupid mentality that this guy had, and he and I never got along at all. Even though his knowledge is amazing and he goes straight up, tell you straight up facts, there are ways to say about it. But this guy just could give zero thoughts. And I ran to believe that he got canned from going to school, because I don't think he parted ways with the school. I highly doubt that, like he quit it because he need to figure out what it is. I'm pretty sure the school was like, you know what, we can't deal with you anymore with your shit and whatnot. And he travels a lot, so he leaves like people unattended for the courses, and that's where the other instructors have to take over. So I'm pretty sure I have something like that, but whatever. I hate it when the fact that he told me, like, by the time, if you never make it by the time you're 30, you'll never make it at all. What a bunch of asshole is he? But I digress. Another con, I had to say, there's some times in which you encounter some weird people in which it becomes very annoying and guarded. You have to be guarded, because I'm talking about some backcrap crazy ass people that I don't know what they gone through, and I wonder why they're here. But yeah, like, just all right. I remember this guy, what's his name? I forgot. It started with a D, but this guy, he was on his 40s, a white dude, and he seemed very nice. He seemed very nice until I started talking to him, and then he started giving me little aspects of his life, and I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, hey, somebody's calling me. I gotta go, man." Yeah, you meet a lot of weird people, literally a lot of weird people, in which it's cool that you network, but just be careful who you network with and or who you associate with, because you don't know. I don't know. I'm just telling you, that's definitely a con, because even though you find that everywhere, but here's like literally you're stuck with them for 9 months, so you can't complain much about it. Like, it's them or or you're out. That you got to deal with it. Another con needs to be said about these schools is like they definitely they'll sell you. Like they when they try to recruit students, they definitely they pitch you with the good salesman does. Like, look at all the cool things that you do and you learn and whatnot. I'm proud of going to that school. However, I didn't get the job right after I graduated. That needs to be said, because that's what one of the things they promised me when I got into that school. They promised me, as soon as you graduate, you'll get a job right away, with experience and whatnot, and then you'll be ready to go. I didn't get a job right away. Like, it took me like at least a good 8 months until I actually got an actual job. Let me put it this way: 8 months, and I had only 3 interviews. And I only got one job out of it. And it was by the time it was December. And I graduated like around May-ish. Yeah, like a May or June. Somewhere around that time I graduated. So yeah. And at one point, they basically like stop helping you on getting yourself a job. So now it's up to me to get myself my own job. Despite of the experience that I gained from there, despite all the knowledge and everything, blah, 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 that's fine, because I got it. I thankfully. But it's like, as soon as you're done, it's like, all right, kick you to the curb. All right, who's next? Just like that, It sucks. And another con that's involved with this is like, if you didn't make it out great or well known outside of the school, then like, they don't really search for you to do much, Like, they really don't care. They don't promote. They only promote, certain people that actually make it big. I don't know, man. It's a weird dynamic. It's a weird politics and all that scenario and whatnot. I really don't know. Honestly, I don't know what other cons I can actually think of that can outweigh the pros, but all the pros, it's just are much more heavier than the cons itself. Like, all right, you got some few things to deal with as cons, but it doesn't compare with the pros, like the all the knowledge and experience that you're gonna get from it. That's much more important. And the discipline that they give you, absolutely, it's totally worth it. And I learned a lot from going to school, and I learned from my instructors and from the people next to me, because even though I learned from my instructors, I also collaborate with some of the students, some of my my colleagues, and I learned from them and they learned from me. So it was a win-win for me. My final thoughts to this is just, if you're trying to figure out what you guys want to do outside of high school, what you want to work in your life, and if you want to drop out of college, not saying to drop out of college, I'm not saying this, but if you feel like college is not your thing and you want to go do something else and learn something quickly, then going to these certain schools is guaranteed worth it. Like, you will get immediate results with the experience, the knowledge, the networking, everything. Like, you'll get everything. So it's definitely worth going to these schools. So the question is, music and audio schools, are they worth it? Yes, they're definitely worth it. Especially for the people that they don't know what they want, and for the people that they want to learn more because they feel like the current level is not helping them much. They want to learn more than that. And they know by going to these type of schools will push them to the limit, to the part that it's taking me to the next level. Then yes, go to these schools. It's absolutely worth it. The benefits is, I already said the benefits, like there's so much to talk about. So to wrap it up, this episode, we're gonna mention the type 5 schools for audio and or music schools that I highly recommend for you guys to check it out. And if you guys want to apply, you should apply to these. Now, disclaimer, I didn't go to these schools, but I know for a fact that these were the schools that I was actually planning to go. Okay. Obviously, the first selection, now the school I went to, but there was others. Like, I had to go, and there was a couple of schools I had full sales. So I'm gonna make you guess right now the top 5. Okay. Number 5, LA Film in California. Yes, in Cali. Again, the school itself sounds like LA Film. Is like, isn't that for filmmaking? Yes, but they actually have an audio and music program that focuses more into everything about audio engineering, and also correlates to filmmaking. So basically, not only you're in LA, the heart of all entertainment, you're also learning how to make audio and editing and mix and mastering all sorts for films and whatnot. And you're literally right up the gate to go to any of these studios for hiring. It's just literally like that. Really easy. Or it's any other studios for record labels and whatnot. Like, sky's the limit. LA Film is definitely a good place for you to start if you want to go to there. Number 4, University of Miami. For Florida, I guarantee you, UM is the top school to go for music engineering and audio engineering. The Frost School of Music in that's the place to go to. Absolutely. If you're trying to go to a college program and you want an actual bachelor, master, and PhD and all that, then yes, go to that school. Most of the time, that school is meant, the Frost is more for people who are already a musician. It will give them a slightly better edge than others. If you're trying to learn how to do music theory, they do give you that stuff. They definitely teach you all the theory stuff. But earlier in my discussion, I say, what's the difference between college and institutes? Is like, college gives you the theory and institute gives you the practicality. That's what it is. It gives you the knowledge to it. There's some areas that they do lab hours to teach you how to do certain things and whatnot, but it's overall, it's still worth the knowledge. If you actually want to be a teacher, a professor, or you want to be able to make films for concerts and whatnot, then yeah, that's definitely the number 4 top choice to go. Number 3, Icon. Yes, Icon in California. I don't remember if Icon was in San Francisco or was right there in LA. Totally forgot. But I know it's in Cali. That's as far as I know. Icon is an institute school which basically teaches you how to be a better music producer, and how to they teach you how to use Ableton Live as well. Whether it's standard, suite, intro, whichever version, like they teach you they make you to become a pro Ableton person. That's how good they really are. That was actually one of my choices. If I wanted to go to Cali, I wanted to go to Icon. especially when well-known EDM artists have come out there like Jaws, Nightmare, Company, Adair, Wooly, like Excellent Sounds have come from there. Like, yeah, like obviously you go to there. That's base heaven for any EDM producer. And I know there's a couple of tech guys who've come from there. I totally forgot their names, but I know huge for EDM. If you're an aspiring EDM producer and you want to learn how to use Ableton and make sick sounds and want to learn from the best, you go to ICOM in Cali. Guarantee, learn from the best. Number 2, Full Sail in Orlando. I'm pretty sure Full Sail has a couple of places in the States, but I know the one in Orlando is basically everything. It's also a kind of a college program, but it's much more affordable. It's a 4 years. And not only would you be able to learn how to be a good audio engineering and music producer, but you can also do a bunch of stuff. Like it makes you want to learn other stuff. Like just in case this doesn't go well, then at least you know how to do things and you go from there. I had a homie of mine that worked with the Cleander. Shout out to you, Edwin. He went to school from there, and then he got multiple jobs, and then he ended up working at Disney right now. Right now, he's suffering a little bit, but he's right now the A1 and A2 in Disney. I don't think A2. A2 is an audio striker, and A1 is a lead producer. So he's actually making money over there. So shout out to him, and hey, Full Sail is definitely a good place to go to. And lastly, my number 1 will be SAE Institute of Technology. Like I had a whole discussion of this episode of all the cool things that this school has brought me to. I'm not gonna go ahead and give you a review out of it, but it's just I went to that school and my homies Nitty Gritty came from that school. GTA came from that school. Like Snappy Jit came from that school. Like a bunch of other people came from that school as well. Like it's an amazing school for learning and whatnot. So I definitely recommend it to go there. And the benefits itself is already like self-explained. They're just basically great, So these are just my top 5 schools. So if you guys ever want to plan on going on these schools, you should take a look at it. And mind you, these are only the schools that I did research on it, how good they really are, and how affordable they are, and any of the sorts. So if you guys don't want to take my word for it, all right, that's fine. You can do the research, but at least I gave you like a startup. Just go to these certain schools and find out by yourself. So if you guys actually went to any of these schools or have experience similar to what I have by going to these schools, or please guys, just comment down below and share your experience, and I'll probably mention you on the next episode. I want to learn from you guys. I want to know more about you guys and hear what your story, your background and story. So let's wrap this up, man. Thank you everybody for listening. And remember, every week it's a brand new episode with a brand new topic. So be sure to like and subscribe to get your weekly episodes at the Lone Wolv Podcast for Spotify and iTunes Podcast. And for SoundCloud, you guys can always find me at Wolves and Music, and every other social media at Wolves and Music. So hopefully coming soon, iHeartRadio will be able to approve this show so we can be also in iHeartRadio. And soon enough, I'll be uploading some of these audio clips on YouTube, and soon you're going to see my pretty little face on YouTube as well. So thank you guys for tuning in, and see you guys on the next one. Deuces!